How did you decide to do a Stanford LEAD course?
So LEAD stands for Learn, Engage, Accelerate, and Disrupt. Few of my peers, they suggested if you're looking for additional relevance and how we want to look at both career but also more fulfilling personal and professional life, you should consider lead. I see leadership as a journey. It's not a destination or like final goal. When you're doing a day-to-day business, a day in the life of supply chain professional, you have to make decisions and make quicker decisions with, say, 90% of data, sometimes even 50% of data. Sometimes people go at the next shiny object, and that may not be applicable for their career trajectory. They might want to stay true to their North Star. So when you write what's your true North Star and having a specific purpose for your career makes it more clear.
Hello and welcome to another super fantastic episode of Pitch Cafe podcast. Today, I'm very, very enthusiastic to bring on one of my long-term friends, Abhijit Kulkarni. I'll tell you why I'm super enthusiastic today is because he's coming off of this rocking Stanford LEAD course. If any of you have heard Stanford LEAD or you've met somebody who's gone through this course, you know that after this course, the trajectory of the person's career changes. Their thinking, their mindset, everything changes. And I'm so fortunate that I was able to have this conversation with Abhijit. Abhijit is a supply chain and procurement professional who has had some of the biggest labels on his resume: St. Jude Medical, Toyota, Kirloskar, Eaton Corporation, Meta, and now Intuitive Surgical. These are all my dream companies. I used to spend a lot of time studying the profiles as a medical device professional myself. I heard lots of stories from Abhijit about how he traversed his career trajectory through these amazing companies with amazing logos, and how he came to the realization that many of his peers who are in this mid and senior level management need help. And Stanford LEAD only got him started thinking about this. But he has a lot of advice for early immigrant career aspirants who come to the United States either as a student or looking for jobs. So without further ado, let's bring on Abhijit Kulkarni, one of my greatest friends, and welcome
Thank
Abhijit.
you, Vidya. Really excited about this podcast. At the same time, I've been following your career. I appreciate what you have been doing across, following your passion on podcasting and helping certain founders in the Pitch Cafe. I have always reconnected with a lot of my high school friends, including yourself and few more, both in Bay Area and outside of Bay Area. For those who don't know, we both
Wonderful.
went to the school called Sardar Patil High School. This is based in Bengaluru, and a lot of friends in Bengaluru. Just want to say namaskara.
Tara ellarigu. So wonderful. On that amazing note, with this energy from Bengaluru, let's get started. So Abhijit, when I met you in the United States, you were coming off of Eaton Corporation. You were joining St. Jude Medical, and you always gave me very very practical tips on pursuing my career, negotiating my salary. So tell me, here you are in Intuitive Surgical, one of the most sought after companies for any medical device professional. How did you decide to do a Stanford LEAD course? You are having your second child. It was a very hectic time for you. I know that personally. So, what made you take up this course and how did you make it? Apparently, it's very competitive to get in. Tell us all about it.
Yeah, thank you. First off, let's circle back on my career. So I've been in automotive at Toyota and Delphi, then moved to St. Jude Medical, another medical device manufacturer in Minnesota, then moved around from Thermo Fisher to Meta and now Intuitive. One thing always I hold true, and what's my true north has been: am I curious? Am I learning and growing? Those are three questions I keep asking, like a year end or 2 years, whatever job I might be in or whatever education I've been looking through from my learning continuum perspective. Back to Stanford LEAD. So LEAD stands for learn, engage, accelerate, and disrupt.
Wow.
Again, a few of my peers and also a few of my alumni, whom I know again through both Intuitive Network and outside of Intuitive, they had been through LEAD in different years, and I ended up talking to them. I tried to stay connected with most professionals and also friends, and they suggested if you're looking for additional relevance and how we want to look at both career but also more fulfilling personal and professional life, you should consider LEAD. And one of the things that was attractive to me was all the professors who taught at LEAD are from grad school of business at Stanford. Number one. Number two, this was just around the time when post-pandemic had kicked off, post-pandemic era had kicked off, and
Yeah.
we not we, both me and my spouse, my wife, she was kind enough, like, okay, if you are looking for a better education and looking for growth, there's no better grad school than Stanford, and this is 100% online. I do meet
Yeah.
cohorts, I do meet alumni on site, but 100% online. And some of the courses that's offered much more relevant in my both corporate career and my personal life. So one was strategic leadership. The other one was power. How you are looking at dynamics of power both in a corporate and outside of corporate world, and also communication. A lot of stuff. I know I've written a simple write up on LinkedIn, but biggest thanks to my family to be able to support. I did so a quick reconnection on having second child. So this is definitely out of the blue, and we feel it a blessing. It was year number 2 when I was about to finish the lead course. We found out we were having our second kid, and I did take a break. So also lot of kudos to Stanford faculty to be able to support me and let me take that, 3 to 4 month break when I was again a parent all over again after many years.
Yeah. No, no. This is amazing. The kind of flexibility Stanford offers for working professionals
Hmm.
who also have family commitments. And kudos to Stanford keeping it all remote, but also giving you an opportunity to network with people in person at some point. So tell me, Abhijit, what was it like applying to this,
Yeah,
lead program? Is it easy for all professionals? Do they have to be mid-career? Do they have to
yeah,
be students, or what is the criteria and what kind of application goes in?
yeah. So
Mhm.
definitely, it's I would stress on a couple of things. I would say anyone with at least 8 to 10 years of experience is somebody I would highly recommend. And if you've already been through an undergrad school or grad school, fantastic to add on. Doesn't matter. It's definitely not recommended for somebody who's new in their career or graduating right out of college or school. There's somebody definitely for mid-career professionals who are looking to build upon their immediate skill set or actually grow or enhance their uh, background and ability to manage their career. Uh, I've met cohorts and alumni who have gone on to start their own business, from coaching to writing books to making it big in the corporate world, all walks of
Yeah.
life. And back to the application process, yeah, there is a essay you need to write similar to what we do in grad school, like
Grad
a
grad school
statement of
application.
purpose. And so for a simple essay, it comes down to why are you doing it and what will be the outcome. And I would say
Yeah.
another big support outside of family was my back then manager and still my VP, Joshua Chides, and then Ryan Birch. Still work with them at Intuitive. They have been the pillars of support and always the guiding light for me. It's like, you want to learn, go ahead and let's see what you can, and you have to have that engagement, and also I would say a commitment from both your employer to be able to support this. Although we did a lot of Friday evenings, late weekend evenings, so it's a commitment. It's a lot of commitment when you do nine courses across so many months. People have done it in 1.5 years, 15 months, and so forth. That was the process. And then you get once your essay gets approved, your employer also says committed to be able to be get your time sometime, not full time. It's online, and then you kick off the course. Then you get accepted, and then they have a fantastic onboarding at Stanford, and you start off the journey.
Yeah. So this is is this more relevant for managers? Give me a typical use case scenario in your daily work and give me an example of how a Stanford lead learning lesson can be applied, just so that people who are listening to this can understand what goes on at Stanford lead.
When I look at the core courses out of the nine, there are four of them. One of them stood out to me was the financial analysis.
Yeah.
And to me, finance, especially for non-finance folks, very, very fundamental when they look at their business. They can be a founder to a startup or enjoying a corporate career, but understanding how a revenue is generated, what's the rate of return, what's the working average capital, WACC, and all the ratios, that helps you understand the finance piece, because without that, there's only so much you
Yeah.
can do on a technical side, on the program management side. And I come from a supply chain and procurement world, and to me, financials is one of the foundational elements for a supply chain professional. That's
Right.
one, and
Right.
understanding how a supplier business model works, how are they generating revenue. Another aspect is negotiating and also looking through a decision making process. When you're
Yeah.
when you're doing a day-to-day business, a day in the life of supply chain professional, you have to make decisions and make quicker decisions with, say, 90% of data, sometimes even 50% of data. Then
Yeah.
what are the criteria that are non-negotiable during a decision making criteria, and making it clear
Yeah.
with your key engagement and stakeholders who are working with you. When you have that
Yeah.
in place, uh, I'm seeing a lot of benefits to be able to move things forward much more quicker than what I used to in my
Yeah.
previous roles.
Wonderful. So this is giving you a lot more optimization in your daily work. Is that correct?
Correct. And a I would say also a lot of frameworks and models that is like you go back and revisit some of the material, and the framework and model is much more important when you start practicing it on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
That's to me is picking out which arrow to use from your quiver of models and frameworks, and really apply it to the business case situation. And I've
Yeah.
had there's one course, principles of
Yeah.
persuasion.
Cialdini's framework, right?
Yeah,
Uh,
principles
yeah.
of persuasion, and then I have used it to persuade my fifth grader. Sometimes it's tough negotiating with a 10-year-old on every single thing. Hey, do you want to do this for summer? Like, no, I don't want to do anything. And then you bring in options and think through the options, and how do you manage that, even being a fifth. How do you talk to a fifth grader as well? So
Yeah.
it gives a lot of framework from corporate to personal lives too.
Yeah, wonderful. I mean, I've always thought frameworks help you communicate better and also think better.
Hmm.
So think better and communicate better, and it's like a good cycle, vicious cycle. It keeps feeding with each other. Now, on that note, you seem to have acquired a lot of leadership skills, and you said in our earlier conversations that a lot of people come to you for coaching, and this you do it out of hobby. So, give us a sense of what kind of leadership coaching you've been doing with peers who are in the same mid career tier as you, and what concerns do they come to you with?
Yeah. First off, I see leadership as a journey. It's not a destination or like final goal. This is more of peers or folks who are graduating right out of school or grad school. Uh, they would just come to me and regarding, hey, what should I do from a career standpoint? What's the best course to take or which company to join? I always ask them few things, ABC, which is always be curious. Doesn't matter what specific career path or company you join, and the three C's, right? Clear, concise communication, both in
Yeah.
writing. One of the things I ask them to do is, can you write down one single goal that you want to achieve? Okay, by choosing this particular field or this particular company, um, it becomes more clear for them when they start putting pen on paper. And that's again
Yeah.
something I should do on and off, but going through the lead course, one of my takeaways during a course was do you do enough self reflection and do some journaling? Open up my mind towards, yeah, this is one of the ways without technology, without a screen, you can still be able to think clearly. That's the first thing. Second thing, doesn't again, if you are a new grad, it's easier. You got to take whatever comes your way and be the best at it. And you need to go put in that extra 15, 20, 25% to be able to showcase you are valuable and you're also taking out value out of it. And as a mid-career professional and folks who are looking at next move within the career, is are you looking at learning? Are you able to grow? Do you have enough runway? Sometimes people go at the next shiny object, and that may not be applicable for their career trajectory. They might want to stay true to their North Star. So when you write what's your true North Star and having a specific purpose for your career makes it more clear. Then we can build upon that. And of course, it's not about fantastic resume. Resume is a great tool, great cover letter, and I'm here to help them understand and provide more clarity, because it helped me when I started writing down a couple of years ago and before I decided to Stanford where I want to head in my career as well.
So that's great, Abhijit. Great to know how you're not only progressing yourself with leadership lessons from Stanford and outside, but you're helping peers and fresh grads as well. Now, most people who want to pursue leadership start off by reading something or listening to other leaders. What kind of podcasts and books have inspired you to, sharpen your leadership skills?
Again, going back to my basic tenet of leadership is a journey. It won't stop. You're a student as
Yeah,
long as you want to be. And one of the really impactful podcasts for the past six to, I would say, yeah, past year has been Think Fast, Talk Smarter by Matt Abrams. And
yeah,
he is another professor at Stanford University. And I've been amazed with few nuggets I get out of weekly podcasts that he shares. And he also has a book by the same name, Think Fast, Talk Smarter. One takeaway for everybody is the big C. Again, leadership is a journey, and then we talk about the big C, which is the communication piece. How do you turn around? Again, he gives a lot of frameworks on spotlight. If you're on a spotlight, all of a sudden, how can you start talking more coherently, uh, more it would make sense to the audience you're referring to. And then one of the books, again, this is a book that I read 2 years ago. It's called Multipliers. Gives you all the energy multipliers and how, as a leader, you can multiply and build more leaders within the team,
yeah,
and also
yeah.
identify the energy drainers within the team or activities around you that is actually draining energy. Those two have been, I would say, that have stood out to me past 2 years. But I would also highly recommend Jeffrey Pfeffer's Power and Seven Rules of Power. That's
Yeah.
been, I referred it in my LinkedIn post as well. One of the first rules is get out of your own way. What
Yeah.
he means and what my interpretation of that is, there's so many beliefs that have stopped us and kind of ground us, not uh, specifically when we are coming from our
Mhm.
background and our economic status when we were as kids, and then we look at coming to another country as an immigrant student. There's certain beliefs that we carry with us due to socioeconomic status and everything else that comes along with it, is the ability to deconstruct certain beliefs and have an open mindset. Again, I believe it's Carol has a TEDx
Carol
talk.
Dweck.
Carol Dweck,
Yeah.
yeah,
The
has
growth mindset.
the
Yeah.
growth mindset. That's another one really impactful for my reading and listening.
Wonderful. I totally endorse Carol Dweck's growth mindset approach. I work with startup founders all the time, and they are dealing with so much ambiguity,
Yeah,
and they're failing so many more times than they're succeeding because they deal with high risk and high volatile situations. So I think growth mindset is what keeps them going. And I loved your analogy of multipliers. People focus on time management, but successful people manage their energy. It's not time.
Yeah.
And if you're able to work with multipliers, hacks,
Yeah.
I think that's a great way to succeed as a leader. So Abhijit, this we are almost at the end of the podcast. This has been an amazing power packed session as always. I always come out energized after speaking with you. Any last thoughts or call to actions? Anything you want to share with us before you leave the podcast?
Yeah, for folks, especially students who are looking to pursue their career, fresh grads, feel free to reach out to me on my LinkedIn profile. I'll make sure I'll make the time to be able to discuss what you want to achieve. Let's stay connected. And second aspect is as I say ABC, but also always be open for opportunities. You never know where the next door will open.
100%, 100%. Can't agree with you, more. Abhijit, I just want to leave a note to you
You can
before
call me Abhi.
we run out. Abhi. So, a lot of people come to me, like at least 5 to 6 people reach out to me on a daily basis. These are mid-career professionals who've been laid off. And these are people who quit their jobs because they don't like the work environment, but they have so much experience. They are working as fractional CMOs or fractional VPs and underpaid.
Hmm.
How can you help them? These are like not fresh grads. What is your suggestion that they do, or how can you help them?
This is probably the most tough and challenging questions that one
Yeah,
may have, especially if you're laid off. In Silicon Valley, we have heard a lot of layoffs happening. I would go back to the drawing board. Again, going back to the purpose and having clarity. What's my next step? And it depends on what you want out of your next phase of your career growth. It can be anything, but certain professionals, they do want to have financial security, which is big deal in this country. So I would highly recommend not giving up. And if there's anything I can help with, I will. Please reach out to me on LinkedIn. I will do my best to help you.
wonderful. We'll drop Abhijit's
Right.
LinkedIn contact information,
Yeah,
and hopefully you can connect with him. Thank you so much for this amazing, podcast, Abhijit. Please come back soon. We'll have a lot more to talk about.
absolutely. Thanks, Vidyangi. Really enjoyed the time, and hope this can impact a few more folks.
Wonderful.
And getting mentored by a Silicon Valley legend by way of rap songs. Have you ever wondered if startup lessons can be sung in the way of a startup rap song? Listen to one of my Gen Z founders, collaborators singing my rap song.
Two, one.
A talking table lamp, keyboard the device, converting printed text, making them precise. 600 institutions made them inclusive. 100,000 lives changed, our missions conclusive.
This young girl, vision lost overnight, her spirit shone bright, igniting the light. At Trestle Labs, we took flight, with the vision to empower, turning darkness to sight.
Kulkarni, we are the names you got to know. Building tech that speaks what our vision would grow. Handwritten to audio in 60 languages we flow. Making education and jobs for those who win grow.
Here's to the dreamers turning nights into days.
Empowering the world in so many ways.
Akshita and Bonnie, remember the names.
At Trestle Labs, we are changing the game.
I met this young girl, vision taking overnight. While her spirit shone bright, igniting the light. At Trestle Labs, we took flight. With the dream to empower, turn darkness to sight. Our talking table lamp, keyboards the device. Converting printed words, making them precise. 600 institutions, we made them inclusive. 100,000 lives change, our mission's conclusive. So here's to the dreamers, turning nights into days. Empowering the world in so many ways. AK and Bunny, remember the names. I try so labs, we're changing the game. AK and Bunny, they're the names you gotta know. Building tech that speaks, watch our vision grow. From handwritten to audio in 60 languages we flow. Making education and jobs for those who've been low. Yo, I met this young girl, vision taken overnight. But her spirit shone bright, igniting the light. At Trestle Labs we took flight. With a dream to empower, turn darkness to sight. A talking table lamp, keyboard's the device. Converted printed words, making it precise. 600 institutions, we made them inclusive. 100,000 lives change, our mission's conclusive. So here's to the dreamers, turning nights into days. Empowering the world in so many ways. AK and Bunny, remember the names. At Trestle Labs, we're changing the game. AK and Bonnie, they're the names you gotta know. Building tech that speaks, watch our vision grow. From handwritten to audio in 60 languages we flow. Making education and jobs for those who've been low.
Check out the book 10 on 10, 10 startup lessons under 10 minutes each.
Do you want to learn about startups under 10 minutes? Check out the book 10 on 10, 10 startup ideas under 10 minutes.
Check out the book 10 on 10 by Vida, Patil and Jagdish.